TIEGARDNER.
Absolutely. Are you with a group?
Yes, today we are here with Gun Owners of America's outreach program, women's only outreach program, Empowered 2A.
Okay, awesome. So I was so curious, what brings you out here?
Today we're here to do a demonstration that gun rights are women's rights. We truly, from the bottoms of our heart, believe that women have a space here to raise their voices and talk about the Second Amendment right. So we're here doing that.
Absolutely. Why is something like that so important? Why is it so important for there to be a voice for women for gun ownership?
Right now, women are one of the largest growing demographics for gun ownership, and it's so important that we show that they are welcome in this community, that there is a place for women to share their concerns about self-protection and also how to protect and preserve our 2A rights.
Absolutely. And it seems like there's there's quite a few also, it seems like women's rights, but I see with you this sign right here, let teachers carry as well. What are there any other kind of things that you guys support?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're here to support the full reason of the Second Amendment. Everything under the 2A umbrella, that's what we're here for. We do believe that teachers should be able to carry to protect our children. Gun-free zones are not safe zones, in our opinion, so we think that it's an important message that women share and not use the emotion of women that have children. We all have children here, and we do believe that it's okay. Absolutely. For teachers to carry.
Yeah, right. And so last question is just the hopes, coming out here today, showing that support and showing that, the women being here, what is the goal coming out of today?
The goal is to show ladies, like I said, that they're welcome to join us and to raise our voices and help activate more women to join us in the fight to protect our Second Amendment.
Absolutely. Appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you
very much. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Hi. Hey, how are you?
All right, you would just grab some B-roll of them, and then we can. I'll hang back and I'll look for another group of interested.
Another subgroup. All right.
Group of interested cats. I'm gonna call my dad and Parcel to see if they want to grab some from either of the Mo brothers. I don't know if they'll want it.
Brendan just split our first interview.
We're looking forward to Representative Angela Ricas, and we'll be working with her too, and talking about the constituency and women's rights and gun rights as well later. So yeah. Sorry. I'm like, wait, this is so interesting. I want to hear about this. Actually the founder of Empowered 2A, which is the national program, but we have a Michigan chapter, and Katie is our Michigan coordinator for Empowered 2A. So we're here to demonstrate nationally, but also state.
Can I have you hold up your sign?
Oh, sure.
I want to film it.
Switching covers though.
Of course. Thank you so much.
Is it going? Hey, all right. Can I be heard? Can I be heard over there in the tent? I know there's lots of exciting stuff over there. I'm sure we've had some time to reconnect with some acquaintances. But let's head this direction. We want the cameras to see lots of people. I know it's shady over there too. Everybody's moseying this way. I think Representative Regas is going to be with us here in a minute. Right there. That's what I needed. I didn't know where you were at.
Make sure you just get B-roll when she goes up to speak.
All right. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Let's do a few housekeeping things. 15th year we've done this. Started in 2010. You know how many incidences we've had in those 15 years? 0. Yeah, big fat 0. Now, even though we had a big fat 0, I'm going to remind us of the safety rules, right? Less we handle the firearms, less possible chance for any incident, right? Always keep that firearm pointed in a safe direction. Always keep our finger off the trigger until we're ready to shoot. There shouldn't be any need for that today, right? And we don't point at anything that we're not willing to destroy. So let's make sure that we follow the proper rules of safe gun handling while we're here today. Let's demonstrate how safe we are, how safe we have been, and let's really poke a lot of holes in the myth. I hear there was a memo that went out saying there'd be lots of people wandering around with guns today. Not that there aren't every day, right? It's just that they're in the open today and you know it. But apparently they must think that we're, in the words of John Wayne, real dangerous people. Obviously we're not. We're law-abiding citizens, simply here to promote and try to preserve and defend our right to keep and bear arms. There are some porta-johns out here, correct? Down there at the end, because going inside with firearms is not allowed, so trying to get in there with long guns might be a little inconvenient. Passing them back and forth, again, use that porta-john. Over here, apparently there's a new policy. You cannot sell anything inside or outside the Capitol. There are no sales allowed. Now, typically speaking, the Second Amendment March, the only way that they raised money was during the events and selling things. So there is no sales going on today. However, all donations are accepted. And I do understand that if you donate, something nominal like $10, in appreciation, they're going to give you a free gift. Okay? So there are no sales, donations only. And look, $10 is like minimum, guys. Like if you want to throw a 20 into play, this is like church, right? They'll take as much as you want to give them. All right, we are going to start out this morning with the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States. So, if you'll stand with me. Ready? Salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. And of course, we believe that mantra, liberty and justice for all. Oh, we lost something. Excellent. Nice job. All right. We have started a little bit late, but I understand that we may be short a few speakers because while we typically try to do this while everything is in session, apparently a session got canceled today, so we're going to be short a couple of speakers. That being said, State Representative Angela Regas is committed to being here, and we appreciate her.
Always!
She was first elected to the Michigan House of Representatives in November of 2022. Regas represents the 79th District. She's a graduate of Hastings High School and a small business owner in the salon industry. She's a longtime grassroots advocate fighting for the Second Amendment and parental and voting rights. She has served on Allegan, Kent, and Berry County's executive committees. Representative Regas is an American history buff who enjoys traveling with her family to visit and learn more about battles from the War for Independence, the Civil War, and other historical sites around the country. She's a lifelong Michigan resident who resides in the Alto area in Kent County with her husband, Dave, their 4 boys, 3 dogs, 4 cats, and possibly a partridge in a pear tree, I'm not sure.
Good morning. How's everybody doing today? What a beautiful, way better weather than last year, correct? Last year was terrible. So it's so great to be here. It's so great to see so many people here. And hello, media. Make sure you get a shot of a real crowd, okay? Let's not talk about there was like 10 people here, because that's a lie. So we know the fake media, you're our friend. So I'm just finishing up my freshman term, and it's been a disaster here in Michigan, right? Like between red flag, safe storage, abortion, like the Democrats are obsessed with guns and abortion. They want to save our children, but they want to kill our babies. How does that, this doesn't add up, does it? So we are working hard to take back the House. Very hard. We need your help. I mean, you showed up today, thank you very much, but you need to show up every day. You need to show up here when we have session. We need you. It is so disheartening when we're taking on these terrible bills and having to take these awful votes, and we look to the gallery and there's no one. You guys inspire us. You really do inspire us. And we like pressure putting on us. We like the calls to our office. We like that. We need that, because here in Lansing, we feel like we are literally alone. And we're here representing you. We need you to be here. So thank you for being here today. Thank you. So the Republicans have launched a mission for Michigan. And it's to take back our House. The points that I'm going to highlight right now will never come into fruition if the Second Amendment is compromised, because we know that the Second Amendment is literally what secures our freedom, given to us by God. And it's absolutely, our duty to uphold it, defend it with everything that we have, because thousands, millions of people have bled, died for that right. So we must continue to defend it. So in Michigan, Republicans are committed to making Michigan affordable again, reversing Democrats' income tax hikes, reducing energy bills, getting rid of this Green Deal garbage that they passed in our state, right? Like, what happened to local control? Democrats are also obsessed with eliminating local control. They want centralized government, centralized power. What does that sound like to you? Communism. There you go. I like you guys. You're so smart. So demanding accountable and effective government. We have neither of that now. There's no transparency. There's so much corruption within the Democrat leadership here in Lansing. Strengthening and empowering communities, fixing our crumbling infrastructure. All of these things should have been a priority in the budget. Instead, their priorities consisted of more spending, more corporate welfare, just stop handing money out, let the people do their job. Government needs to get out of the way. Everything that's happened in the past 2 years has put government in front instead of the people, and that's not the way our government was intended to run. We can grow our economy by simply getting out of the way. Lowering regulations, lessening taxes, stop giving money to China. This is the United States of America. Get China the hell out of here. They should not own property in our country. They should not get $1 of your tax dollars. Preparing our kids for the future. Instead of indoctrinating our children, why aren't we teaching trades? Why aren't we giving our children, equipping them to succeed? Instead, we're equipping them to live off the government and vote Democrat. Building safer communities. Supporting our police officers, our brave men and women that are out there on the streets. Instead, we demonize the police. Instead, we're expecting perfection instead of professionalism in police. And my husband, by the way, is a deputy sheriff. So he decided at 42 years old that he wanted to make a difference and serve the community. So he went to the police academy this spring, and he's now serving in one of our counties, and he loves it. So awesome. Attracting high-paying careers. Instead, people are going elsewhere because Michigan has become almost impossible to start a business. I'm sure many of you are business owners, just like the rest of us, are absolutely struggling. We need to prioritize mental health and addiction and healthcare. What the government has done to us during COVID has caused a mental health crisis amongst our teens, amongst our young adults. Suicide rates have increased. Violence has increased. Because there's no repercussions. The Democrats want people, no bail, no bond, released out in the streets. And yet they want to disarm you, legal gun owners, so we're unable to defend ourselves. It's part of a plan, an agenda, and because they have the trifecta, they've seemingly been able to pass these things without, little pushback, and that's where you come in. So we must secure Michigan's future for all generations, and the Second Amendment is in the forefront of that. We need to do everything we can always to protect our Second Amendment. Our country is slipping away faster than we even realize. And it started in little incremental chunks 40 years ago, right? The Democrats were here to help. That's the last thing you want to hear, right? The government knocking on your door saying, we're the government, we're here to help. They're not here to help. We need to get out of the way. And I pledge to you that I will never take a vote against the Second Amendment. My colleagues and I, we introduced constitutional carry here in Michigan last year. It fell on deaf ears. The media picked it up, calling us dangerous. I say not having a firearm is dangerous. Not having the ability to protect yourself and exercise your God-given rights. That is dangerous. The Democrats, they are dangerous. We are nothing but freedom-loving, peaceful Americans that just want to do our jobs, go home to our families, and live out our lives without government intrusion. So please, stay engaged, stay informed. Most of you have my number. I know most of you here, so I'm just grateful that you are here. But reach out to your representatives. Reach out to the Speaker's House. Tell them we will not put up with any more gun legislation passing through the House of Representatives and the Senate in Michigan. And we need to get rid of Gretchen Whitmer, Dana Nessel, Jocelyn Benson. And I will tell you this, after we take back the House, 2 more years, there will be an even bigger fight. There will be a bigger fight for governor and the Senate, and we must retain the House. So please stay active, stay motivated, because we need your help. You can no longer sit on the sidelines and expect your Second Amendment rights to not be infringed, because they will be. So thank you. God bless every one of you. God bless Michigan and the USA. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Representative. We appreciate that very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. So, as long as she brought up the political sphere, how many of you realize that the 3 top offices, statewide offices she just named, Governor, Attorney General, and Secretary of State, are all term limited?
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
They are. That's a good thing. That doesn't mean that there ain't going to be a fight in a couple years, though, right? Which means that we have an opportunity. We're not going to race against incumbents. We now have an open opportunity. Let's make that opportunity count. As long as I'm on the subject of politics, I know it's been said many times, we'll ask it again. How many of you know who your state representative and state senator are? Yeah. And the more important question is, do they know who you are? That's the more important question. If they saw you on the street, would they know your name? If they know your name, if they see you on the street, they see you in a local restaurant while they're eating, and they greet you, then you're doing your job. It's not enough that you recognize them. They need to know who you are. And you need to have your voice. And you need to make sure that they understand you represent a lot of people just like you. That's what starts to make the difference. Okay? Up next, we have the illustrious, the amazing, the well-accomplished, the famous or infamous, maybe a little of both, Denny Gillum, Lieutenant Colonel Denny Gillum, who is a highly decorated airborne ranger. He was awarded 2 Purple Hearts, which, by the way, Denny, I don't know if you know this or not, I got a buddy of mine caught an AK-47 round in the leg. He has his Purple Heart. He calls it the Enemy Marksmanship Award. He said it's there to remind him he didn't move quite fast enough. I don't know how you move faster than an AK-47 round, but that's what he says. He also has 7 awards for valor while serving his 2 tours in Vietnam. He is a graduate of the U.S. Military Academy at West Point, and he served in the infantry for 22 years. Yeah. While serving as an Army advisor to the Michigan Army National Guard, Denny and wife Marilyn fell in love with Western Michigan. Denny concluded his 22-year career as an infantryman, and the family settled in the Grand Rapids area. Since then, Denny has worked in sales, leadership, and academic positions. Denny's vision for the front lines of freedom, his radio show that he does, and coincidentally, the home defense show with Skip Coryell, closely intertwined there. They're fantastic friends, and we all know Skip. His vision is to focus on the brave Americans who have and are defending our freedom. He drives home the fact in every show that freedom is not free, but rather the price is paid by the soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines who serve in harm's way. So right now, if you would, with a huge round of applause, please welcome to the stage, Mr. Denny Gillen.
Eat the ice cream cone is one of the things I always taught on the radio. So, yeah, I'm Denny Gillen. So you know where I'm coming from. There are sort of four big things that have changed my life. One, when I went to West Point, we had a motto, duty, honor, country. And the cadet honor code was a cadet will not lie, cheat, steal, or tolerate those who do. And those became a big part of me. They were consistent with the way I was raised, and they articulated well for me. It's worthy of note that neither those honor code nor the motto still exist at West Point. They are much more politically correct now than when I was there. The second thing is, after I graduated, I went to Ranger School. There I learned I could push my body a lot harder than I thought I could. A lot harder. Third, during my first duty station, I met a young lady who was a PE teacher. We've been married almost 58 years. She certainly has changed my life. And a couple of years after we got married, we committed our lives to serve Jesus, and that changed my life. So that's me. When people ask me how I am, I generally say this: my nation is a mess, but my life is good. And what we need to do, well, first of all, the young lady that just spoke is my state rep, and she is one of the finest people I have ever met in government at any level. And her husband, a deputy sheriff, is one of the finest guys I've ever met. So we're blessed to have them and people like them in government. And our challenge is to have more like them. I taught American government at Grand Rapids Community College for 15 years. One of the questions I'd ask the first day of class was, why do we celebrate the 4th of July? In 15 years, I had one student who knew. Oh, it's Independence Day. Sure, so what happened when? No clue. That speaks to our education system and our parents. Several of them their family went to the 4th of July parade every year, but they didn't know why. We need to work on that. It's our responsibility to hold our teachers, school boards accountable, and for us to make sure our kids know, because they can't share what they don't know. I think to give them that importance that's necessary. Our military is a mess. Two things. One, the very senior leadership, uniformed, and the civilians above them. Let me just say, anybody who could support, agree with, and go along with the abandonment of Afghanistan, I won't go into all the details, you know, billions of dollars of high-tech weapons, equipment, and stuff left behind, American citizens and Afghan citizens who pledged to support us in return for our support, abandoned, and nobody's admitted they screwed up. The generals and admirals who didn't resign in protest, the civilians that went along with it, I can't put up with them personally. That's a disaster. And you may have noticed our military is now a real problem in getting anybody to join. I think the best they've done in the last couple of years is make 80% of their goal. And they've lowered the standard so much, you can be 50 pounds overweight and they'll take you. Oh, and if you want to change genders, they'll pay for that too. And then pay you while you're recovering from it before you can get affected. That speaks to what we need to be promoting in our community. And if you put all of that together, we're talking about something that includes Second Amendment rights. What we need is people, particularly in government, but particularly citizens, who have read the Constitution of the United States and know what it says. One of the examples that I used in my class, Article 1 of the Constitution gives Congress its power. Any amendments to the Constitution could add to that, but basically it's Article 1. The 10th Amendment says all power not given to the Congress, the federal government, remains in the states and the people.
Yeah, we could get a house now. I don't have any one of those.
Stand-ups. You think federal government involvement in education
Doing great. How are you?
Good, good. Get to come stand in the shade.
Yeah, happy to be here.
That's up for the little guy. But yeah, so just was going to talk with you, sir, probably, or right? Nice to meet you, sir. Yeah, just wanted to talk just about like why come out here today and just stuff like that. So it would be you, the guy.
Yeah, I'm the president of Upper Michigan. Grand Rapids, dancing, Taylor, we're
All right. Well, sounds good. And I imagine you're one of the vendors here then, yeah?
No, we've been working with Michigan Open Carry for like 14 years, and we've been coming to this since the beginning.
So I'm just here to show support.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, that's great.
All right. We're all set.
Okay, great. And then
Okay, rolling.
I'll hold the mic for
Okay,
you.
you're
And you
gonna
can look at me throughout
All
this and just count to 5 and then say and spell your name.
My name is Brian, B-R-I-A-N, last name Godfrey, G-O-D-F-R-E-Y.
And then is that good sounding? Yeah. Okay, good. All right, and then so just kind of just talk about why come out here today.
The reason why I come out here today is to support the Second Amendment in the state of Michigan. The president of Upper Michigan Gun Owners Association. We're about 1,600 members now throughout the state of Michigan. We've been coming down to these since the beginning, since the first one. We work with Michigan Open Carry, and I've been coming down with a group every year.
Yeah, absolutely. When you see, I mean, recently there were some new gun laws added here in the state of Michigan, and also seeing with the election coming up as well, there's some implications there. I guess. So, is there any concern and real, motivation for coming out here today?
Yeah, so with some of the newest gun laws, they really didn't do a whole lot for protecting the law-abiding citizen. They actually helped those who really want to get them in their hands differently. I'm also an FFL dealer, so I understand both sides of the spectrum and stuff. Safe gun storage, stuff like that. It's not really going to help anybody when somebody breaks in your house or different things like that. So
absolutely. And so I guess we've got a lot of different opinions on the issue and stuff like that. I guess what are the hopes that you get out of this today? Because obviously it's like you'll have people on one side of the aisle that might say one thing, and so I guess like really what is kind of the goal?
The biggest goal that I would have to say is awareness and information. Most people yell on both sides, and some people are unaware of actually all the laws or how it works. There are people who yell, well, we don't have enough gun laws, which they don't realize there's hundreds and hundreds of them. And there's other people who yell, we need less, and I think we need a happy medium where both sides actually sit down and figure out how to keep people safe.
Absolutely. I appreciate you taking the time, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you, guys. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for pointing me in the right direction. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Sweet. Yep. We'll get you out of the way.
I was actually there.
All right, you want to shoot stand-ups?
Yeah.
Too often. It didn't go for me.
I'm gonna turn it back on. Sorry, dude.
Dude, let me grab some wide shots.
But if it's facing in,
is to keep you from getting out. Theirs faced in. It's like, wait a minute, Dad, where did you drop me off at? Pensacola Christian College. I had a good time down there. Beautiful weather. Prior to coming to the legislature, Green served as a youth pastor, senior pastor, and assistant to the pastor, as well as providing sheriff and jail ministries in various departments around the country, receiving the 2011 National Sheriff Association Chaplain of the Year award. Bill and his wife, Barrett, have 3 children and reside in Millington. He's an avid hunter and enjoys the outdoors with his 2 sons and his daughter. Welcome, State Representative.
Thank you all for being here. This beautiful September day. Thank you for taking your opportunity to voice your opinion here at the state capitol. As was mentioned, I grew up in the thumb of Michigan. And if you've been around the thumb very much, you know that you really can't drive a straight road for very long. Because the thumb is known for being basically one big swamp. We call them lakes, but they're swamps. In fact, we just had an excavator out to my parents' house a couple years ago, and they began cleaning out the pond that they had. They stuck their 50-foot boom down to dig the pond, and they never found bottom. So when we talk some of that stuff, you talk swamps, right? You talk being able to have beautiful land, but on the flip side is,
I gotta see the rifle.
We want the government to simply leave us alone, to stay out of our lives. However, so often in the thumb, you're out hunting, you're out hiking, whatever you're doing, and you get to a spot where all of a sudden the ground gets really squishy. You're in the middle of a swamp. And you decide, do I keep going forward or do I back out? Do I try going to the right or going to the left? How do I get around this swamp? And before you know it, you're knee deep in just muck. You're knee deep, and then you're trying to move, and all of a sudden your shoes slide off of you. You end up with mud on your face. You end up falling over. You end up all dirty, and you get home, and your wife has no clue as to why you're dirty, and she's not very happy about you coming and walking on the carpet. It's a real struggle. Let me also say this. I liken that illustration to what is happening here as government officials in Lansing. You see, we are here defending our Constitution, defending our Second Amendment rights. The framers of our Constitution did not say you are not allowed to have certain weapons. No, they realized the imminent threat that was foreign, and they said we want our citizens armed to the best of their ability with military-grade weapons to protect us. The second component was to protect us from a government that would be oppressive, such as Great Britain in the 1700s. So as we begin this, we realize that we are all on one team. We all fight together, we all walk together. There are different times when that battle sends us through a swamp, and you have a choice. Do you keep walking through the swamp, or do you back out? You all have that choice. Do you keep walking through, or do you back out? The legislators here, you'll hear from another one, Angela Regas, the different legislators that are here. 54 members of the House are part of the Second Amendment caucus.
Okay.
So let's say that 54 members of the House part of the Second Amendment caucus. And you will notice that the divide is 56 Democrats and miraculously 54 Republicans. We are standing. We're standing with you. However,
all right, you ready?
sometimes somebody on a team does something, and then you end up getting mud on your face and mud all over your clothes.
It's good sun on your face. That's nice.
Those of us in the legislature.
Quick mic test.
Test. Second Amendment advocates here at the Capitol Thursday say they're here to show support, raise awareness, and oppose some of Michigan's gun laws. Okay.
Gotcha.
Ooh, I can't see it, so you're good.
Okay.
Second Amendment advocates here at the Capitol Thursday say they're here to show support, raise awareness.
Got you right here.
Okay. All right, 3, 2, 1. Second Amendment advocates here at the Capitol Thursday to show support, raise awareness, and oppose some of Michigan's new gun laws. There you go. Short and sweet. And then, while gun violence advocates argue for less organizers at Thursday's rally. Yeah. And while gun violence advocates argue for less guns, organizers at Thursday's rally call on gun owners to elect officials that will enact pro-gun policies. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Right. And while gun advocates argue for less guns, yep. Yep. 3, 2, 1. And while gun advocates argue for less guns, organizers at Thursday's rally say, ooh, shit, sorry. One moment. Oh. No worries. Is the gain still super high? That yeah. And while gun violence advocates argue for less guns, yeah. Organizers at Thursday's rally are calling on gun owners to elect state officials that will enact pro-gun policies. Yeah. 3, 2, 1. And while gun violence advocates argue for less guns, organizers at Thursday's rally are calling on shit. Sorry about that. 3, 2, 1. And while gun violence advocates call for less guns, organizers at Thursday's rally are calling on gun owners to elect state officials that will enact pro-gun policies in November. Reporting in Lansing, I'm Zachary Wheaton, News 10.
They've made it a gun-free zone.
Sweet.
They have, yeah.
Quotes.
It was. Wait.
Yes, for your safety.
It's not like there aren't going to be MSP troopers in there at all times
By the way,
doing security.
Who's here from the furthest away?
Well, there's always MSP.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
The thing is that it's just, I don't know.
you're not going to wait for response time. You're not going to be worried
No,
about
you're not.
robbers inside the thing.
I came from Missouri.
Yeah. It's that fucking shit that went down in 2020 that got everybody.
I left my farm in Missouri to come back here for you guys.
No more guns in the
My wife occasionally has been forgetting to lock the door because we're so far out in the country. She's like, oh my goodness, I forgot to lock the door last night. Well, that's all right. It was locked for their protection, not ours.
On record?
It was like they're recording.
So,
The
Capitol, concealed or open carry,
we're in
they
great.
want guns in there, so
guys.
out of respect, like we
Some
are
egregious
respectful,
shit.
we have Porta-John set up back there.
You love getting
Again, remember
smeared
your rules of safe gun
as the
handling.
media
And as I introduced,
immediately.
Representative Jay Boyer. Jay serves the 63rd
It's
district.
almost like a
He
calling.
graduated
just a talking
from
point.
Algonac
Have you
High School
earned-
and attended St. Clair
your
Community
stripes and
College.
haven't been
Serves as a
shit-talked?
member on the House
I've been
Elections
shit-talked
Committee
without earning
and the
being
Economic
shit-talked,
Development
is the thing.
Small Business
And that's what I don't
Subcommittee on
appreciate.
Housing. Jay spent
know,
the
I
last
always
11
just
years as
laugh
clerk and
Yeah,
register
it is
of
funny.
deeds
Yeah.
for St.
It's
Clair
easy
County, which,
points.
by the way, that is not
Look at
an
those
easy
bad guys.
job.
It's about good and
That
evil.
is a
We're
lot.
good.
Yeah, no,
They're
it
evil.
was the whole thing was fucking hilarious. I was at Biden's last rally in Michigan. I was reporting on that. It was so funny. He had the whole crowd
He's been a small business owner in the area since 1994,
They literally the whole crowd
specializing in
at Biden
engineered
turned and
lumber.
booed at us.
He's married,
It was like
has
Biden
2
started
children.
talking
He's
shit
an
about the
avid
media.
hunter,
They were
fisherman,
making him look
and
bad in the
boatman,
debate.
and I
And
presume
the
because he's
whole
here,
crowd
the
turned
Second
and booed,
Amendment
and all
Act.
the press was like, what? Like, oh shit, the and he's like that. And he's just like, yeah.
I'll be, I don't quite have the experience as Representative Phil Green, so I actually had to put my notes down
I made sure to
paper.
that.
But,
There's some
first of all, it's an absolute
We can head out
honor to
whenever
come
you
and
want,
talk
by the way.
for you. To have a conversation with people of like mind, understand the importance of the Second Amendment, realize why that Second Amendment exists, realize why our founding fathers put that in our Bill of Rights. At the end of the day, it's to preserve our rights, liberty, rights for freedom, and to preserve
He
all
like
the other
pointed to
rights
me
that
because
are
he was talking to somebody and like,
enumerated in the
hey,
Constitution. You know, I'm going to steal a
I'm here to
term
show it
really
off,
quick,
right?
and I think
I'm
you
helping
guys
you.
will appreciate this, and I'd love it if you use this in your daily life.
Okay.
I'm going to
I know
steal
they
a
all
term
come out
from
and
the
show off
left,
their
and I'm going to
pieces
talk
of
about
shit. Someone
trucks, our living rooms.
Yeah, I think we got
this
it covered.
rally,
Oh.
right? To me,
Yeah.
that's a safe space.
I'm ready if you are.
Yep.
We got